I thought President Zelensky's address to Congress today was really more than an address to Congress. It really was an address to the American people, and I think that was not lost on him. His message has not changed for the last couple of weeks. It's the same basic message he gave to us in the Zoom call to members of Congress about a week and a half ago. It was a bit more dramatic. Certainly, he incorporated some rich American imagery, historical imagery, referencing Pearl Harbor, 9/11, Martin Luther King when he said that I have a need and it's a lot like I have a dream or something to that effect. Well, he was relating to America is what he was doing. And he understands America's exceptionalism is that we work for the people, and he's, again, speaking to the people. The use of the video, I think, was particularly powerful. While we've all watched on our TV screens and on our telephones videos from time to time, from day to day of the burial in mass graves of Ukrainian citizens, the bombing of buildings in the communities, to put it all together in a compact couple of minutes. The illustrations are not just illustrations, they're real video of real events, of real people being buried, of real children being carried by soldiers and being covered on the streets. That's clearly going to tug at the heartstrings of people everywhere. At the end of the day, his request is simple. It's simple and consistent. Help protect the skies over Ukraine. I think he has a clear understanding that we're not going to patrol or enforce a no-fly zone. He accepts that, I think, but he also uses it as the starting point for negotiation in hopes that he'll get more sophisticated air defense systems and even more aggressive, larger, more effective war-fighting aircraft. And he may succeed at that. I frankly think that we ought to let the requests of the President Zelensky be more important to us than the reactions of President Putin. We as a nation have for too long allowed the bully to dictate the terms of our engagement. That should not be the case. Our values, our love of freedom, our respect for rule of law that President Zelensky referenced in his speech are the things that should motivate us. And so we'll see what happens now. I guarantee you, members of Congress have already begun the discussions. We've been involved in discussions and urging President Biden to do more than he's done. President Biden has always been about a day late, in some cases a week late, in meeting the demands that are obvious to a lot of us. At the same time, I at least, and I think the vast majority of my colleagues, and both Republicans and Democrats, do not support the no-fly zone. We are not, at this point, at all interested in engaging with personnel in this war. But we can do more to help our friend, and we can do more to stop the spread of communism to the West. And we can do a lot more to make sure that not only Vladimir Putin, but other bullies that are watching know that there will be a price to pay for their evil, that it will not be allowed to just be unleashed into the free world. And that's where America's leadership is so critical. And I would just say to my friends who've sort of chosen more of a contrarian position, or in some cases chosen to just sort of ignore the whole issue altogether so it doesn't affect us, just remember the price that we have paid for being too late and not stepping up as the leaders of the free world. I thought it was interesting that President Zelensky called on President Biden to not just be the leader of a nation, but the leader of the world. That's a pretty high calling, one that I worry that our current president's not up to. And I wouldn't say that about very many presidents in American history, but right now, I think, again, back to the fundamental point, I think that President Zelensky was right to bring this message to the American people in hopes that they will deliver it on his behalf to their representatives in Congress and, yes, to their president.